everyone, and welcome to the Week 26 edition of Instant Replay, where I give you my take on the most controversial calls of the Labor Day weekend. I'm Simon Borg. Let's start in Frisco, where we saw a 12th-minute penalty kick awarded to FC Dallas. And yes, I agree it looks soft, but you have to call it if you're referee Ted Uncle. The keeper comes out to make the challenge, and he's beaten to the ball, after which he makes contact with the attacker. That's a good call to me. Mauro Diaz converts, and FC Dallas win 3-1. Before we leave Toyota Stadium, let's look at the incident between Atiba Harris and Fernando Adi that ignited a little scuffle in the 59th minute. You see both players go up for the header, but on the way down it looks to me like Harris swings his left leg into Adi while on the ground, and the big man takes exception, and I think he's right to do so. Harris doesn't kick out with a crazy amount of force, so it doesn't rise to the level of violent conduct, but I would have issued a caution. Uncle instead opts for a talking to. To Gillette Stadium, where New England's Diego Fagundes found out what it was like to get kicked in the chest. You see Colorado's Sam Curtin, who was already sitting on a yellow, is way late with his attempt to backheel this ball, and in my opinion deserved a second yellow. But referee Alan Kelly opted not to issue any card, although Edwin and Adrian on Twitter expected to see it. I do agree with Kelly's decision in the 3rd minute not to award a penalty to the Revs when Lee Win goes down in the box here. I watched this a few times and I just can't see a foul committed by goalkeeper Zach McMath. But there's no arguing the penalty awarded in minute 31. McMath takes down Kellen Rowe and gets a yellow for it, but was the foul deserving of a straight red for denial of an obvious goal-scoring opportunity? I would say so, according to the current laws of the game, which apply to MLS today. But with the changes that are forthcoming next season, this would not qualify as an instant punishable by a red card anymore. 2 penalty shouts in LA, one awarded, the other not. In the 40th minute, Emmanuel Boateng thought he drew the PK in the 40th minute, but that's great defending by Ethan Finlay. Referee Kevin Stott says play on, and I agree. Then in stoppage time, Columbus Crew has get on the board with a penalty awarded when defender Daniel Steres bundles into Ola Kamara in the box. No doubt about it to me, Steres just throws himself into Kamara, who steps up to take it, but it took Adam John's putback for the Crew to find the back of the net. Too little too late, however, Crew SC lose 2-1. To Yankee Stadium, where there was an incident in stoppage time which caught the eye of Alan Schmitz, Todd Rick, Thaddeus Washik, and She's Walking. All of them flagged a swinging arm by David Villa after he got muscled off the ball by DC defender Jalen Robinson. You don't need to make contact to receive a red card for violent conduct, which I for one would have shown here. Referee Chris Penso, who may not have seen it, says play on. Josh Andrete was also calling for a red card on Twitter against Lucho Acosta for his 32nd minute lunge on defender Frederic Brillant, who stripped him of the ball. The referee shows him a yellow for this, and I agree. Although Acosta leaves the ground and his studs look exposed, he's not lunging into Brillant. I thought yellow for reckless play was the right call. And we saw another instance of a good no-call in the 67th minute. Steven Mendoza loses the shoulder-to-shoulder battle with Jalen Robinson in pursuit of this ball in the box, and Penso had a great look at it and doesn't go for it. And rightly so. No way that's a penalty. Just one play from Toyota Park in Bridgeview, and it comes in the 35th minute. With the Fire up 1-0, the Union were claiming there should have been a penalty when the ball strikes the arm of Chicago's John Goosens at the top of the box, and a clumsy attempt to clear. Referee Baldomero Toledo decided not to call it, but I sure would have. For me, Goosens' arm is not exactly in a natural position. And we end in Vancouver, where referee Soren Stoica had his hands full. Let's run through all the instances. First, in the 7th minute, New York's Alex Mule goes down in the box, but he doesn't get the PK, and Stoica's right. Mule trips up on Tim Parker's foot and takes a tumble. Next up in the 28th minute, this wild challenge by Fraser Aird on Aurelien Collin. Now look carefully at this one. The studs are exposed to start, but then Aird flattens the foot. The yellow by Stoica for reckless play was the right call to me. Then just before halftime, Stoica opts to dismiss Vancouver head coach Carl Robinson for, quote, acting in an irresponsible manner after Robinson protested a throw-in decision by the officiating crew. Now, it looks like Robinson had a case. You see him shouting, quote, it's off the toe, as in the toe of New York's Sal Zizzo, and the replay seems to indicate as much. But assistant Peter Manikowski signals Red Bull's ball instead, and Robinson is off. To the second half, and it's the 60th minute when Mike Grella gets a yellow card for a high boot on Christian Teixeira, and I think the yellow from Stoica is perfectly fine. But I think there could have also been a red card to Teixeira, who for my money was not in a natural motion when he flailed his arm into Grella's face. And we end with the goal that decided the match. Bradley Wright Phillips' 17th goal of the season in the 50th minute. But was there a handball on the play? While Whistler Maverick asked us whether it was a, quote, ball to hand, Rituro tweets us that it was a blatant handball. However you might feel about this one, it's a tough one for the refs to spot in the crowd of players and in real-time speed. But with the benefit of replay, it sure looks to me like Wright Phillips is moving his arm as if to make himself bigger and block the ball with his arm. That's a handball to me, but the goal stands and the Red Bulls win 1-0. That's all we have for this week. Thank you as always for the tips via Twitter on #InstantReplay. For our editor, I've I'm Simon Borg. See you next time!